I said, if I talk about Olivia on this channel, it is my choice to do so, but it's probably just gonna be a little brief shit. It's not gonna be something long and drawn out, an hour. I used to do it for an hour, 2 hours. I ain't doing that, cause bitch can't never say I made her famous on my channel. But I did talk about her because I didn't feel like going back and forth to the other channel. Oh well. Um, but yeah, I had to get up here and give y'all a little update on what's going on in my life. This is where I give it to you over here. No fugazi, no lying, no sugarcoating, no, oh, well, I'm really living like this, but I'm living like, the best. No, and I'm living like shit. No, this is real. I'm giving it to you raw. Take it how you want it. But anyway, I put little man the sheep. He's sheeping. Y'all can see. Hold on. He is sheeping. See? Oh, I think. I don't have to. I ain't really never had to drug any of my kids to sleep. Uh, except for my son with the autism. We tried it. It didn't work, so I stopped doing it. But that was it. He was the only one who took the melatonin. I did give it to the other kids because he took it, because they wanted to take it. But once he stopped taking it, and I only gave it to them once. I gave it to him numerous times, and it didn't work. And it was recommended by the pediatrician, and it did not work. So, yeah. But anyways, I don't have to drug my kids to sleep other than that. So, and I try to find other ways to put him to sleep because, like I said, the melatonin don't work anyway. But I was trying it because he it affects his school. Like I was saying, being that he has severe insomnia and his melatonin hormones is off. Um, it affects his schooling real bad to the point where he cannot stay awake in school even if he's standing up. So, yeah, that's the only reason why I tried it. I've tried chamomile tea. I've tried lavender tea. I've tried more milk with him. I've tried, relaxing music. We tried a hot bath, with some lavender in it. None of it. And he just most of the time he just fight through it and he try to go to sleep. Sometimes he gets enough rest, sometimes he don't. And until his doctor prescribes him something that will help, there's nothing we can do about it. Um, Now, if a doctor prescribes him a sleep aid, excuse me, then I would give it to him. But if the doctor didn't prescribe it, I'm not going to give him any over the counter. Like they have, I think it's called Zequel for children. I wouldn't give him that because unless the doctor authorized me, his pediatrician, to give him something like that, I wouldn't give him that. But we have tried all the natural remedies, and none of them works. Um, but about my son, see, because I'm not a clickbaiter, I'm gonna tell you about my son getting sick. I came to find out that, and I want people to be aware of these symptoms, that my son had a penicillin allergy that I did not know about. I didn't even know the symptoms for, because he would be one of my first kids that ever had an allergy to anything. My daughter just developed an allergy to shellfish, which is amazing. Um, and crab in particular. I don't know about shrimp. We'll have to revisit that, but it was crab that night. It was crab that she was eating, and she developed the allergy to it. So yeah, I'm learning a lot about allergies now. But yeah, what happened with my 9 month old is that he was prescribed amoxicillin for his ear infection. Well, the third day he caught a fever, and it was a bad fever. It was like 103. The first 2 days he caught a fever, but it was low grade, so I thought it was the ear infection. So I gave him a little bit of Tylenol. The third day he caught 103. I took him to the ER. The ER told me it was nothing to worry about. You know, they gave him some Motrin and they sent us on our way and told us to continue the medicine. So I continued the medicine the next day. Actually, that night I gave him the medicine. I gave him the medicine. He woke up that morning. He had a rash. When I talk about red, I'm talking about subscribe button red all over his face, all over his nose, all the way down to his feet, and everywhere. When I say everywhere, okay. And we took him to the urgent care. The urgent care did evaluate him, and come to find out he is allergic to penicillin. So if you notice your child, doing my own research, if you notice your child has a fever by the third day of taking any antibiotics, please take your child to the pediatrician. Do not continue to give them the medicine, because this could have been very dangerous for me, and I could have put it on the hospital, honestly, because the hospital, I have the discharge paperwork. They told me to continue to give him the amoxicillin. Now, what could have happened but didn't was he could have got an allergic reaction so bad where it cut off his breathing and his throat closed. They did, however, check his breathing at the urgent care center, and it was fine, but it could have escalated to that. And I just want people to be aware that if you see any kind of fever after the third day, please take your child off the medicine and go to an emergency room or the pediatrician. Do not continue to give your child that medicine thinking that it's just a fever, it's okay. No, because it could escalate to where they could get a collapsed throat and end up not breathing. So, if you see your child has, any symptoms, like I said, please contact your pediatrician or go immediately to the emergency room. That's all I'm saying on that. That's what happened with my son. He is now fine. He was prescribed something that it does have a penicillin base in it, but it's okay for babies to consume if they have a penicillin allergy. It's only for babies. So he is taking that now. Um, he doesn't have any fevers from it. He doesn't have any bumps or anything. Everything has mainly subsided and went away. I do notice a little bit of the rash still around, but otherwise than that, he doesn't have any other symptoms from um, from the allergic reaction. So um, another thing, we moved back to this house. Let me get into this house. And remember, I was telling you guys that we had planned on fixing it, and we had got together with my father-in-law. We was fixing it. Well, that all went sour. Me and my husband decided to come out, and we're not going to sugarcoat anything. He said, um, as far as what happened. So he was told from his father that he would be able to work with his father, who was a brick mason. Well, when we got here, that did not happen. Instead, he insisted that he find a regular 9 to 5, and they would work on the house from there. He said, okay. He went and got his old job back, which y'all seen one of my videos where I said my husband got promoted. He went and got his old job back, and he did get a promotion. He became a crew lead supervisor. In the midst of doing that, he noticed that still nothing was being done. He was not able to fix the repairs that needed to be fixed around his house. A lot of bickering was still happening between, me and his father. A lot of bickering between his father and his children and our children. And it even started some bickering between him and his father. So he has decided that, the best route is for us, when we get that phone call again, to leave this situation and every other situation alone and move somewhere that's further away from family, um, because that's the best thing for us and our children. Um, we're not doing this in order to avoid family. We're not doing this in order to run away from family. That's what a lot of our family are saying. We're running away. We're not doing that to run away from family. We're doing that simply because we are happy when it's just me, him, and our kids. When we start letting other people influence us, and when we start letting other people influence our kids become unhappy. If our kids are unhappy, we're unhappy. And we've tried helping people, and see, that's another thing I mean by influence, because we love to help people, especially family. We love to help anybody. We have friends that we've helped, that stayed with us. Even though we're going through some things, we still help our friends. And that made us more in a bad situation than in a good. And we done had family that we've helped, and it made us more in a bad situation than in a good. Sometimes we done been in a good situation, like when I was on here before, and I was, thriving, and y'all seen I wasn't up here as much because I had, my business. But when I was up here before, I was a lot happier. I was a lot, you know, um, better and stuff like that. But we've let people take that away from us, our happiness and our drive to help. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate ourselves from letting somebody else. You know how other people pull you down instead of helping you. Yeah, we're gonna just move away from that because we see that happening again. We've been in this back and forth, up and down situation for 2 years, 2 whole years. And me and my husband, we've been together for 9 years, and we've never went 2 whole years of back and forth and up and down and round and round. And we were together for 9 years. Next year will be our 10th year. So this to us is like something's wrong here. And every time that we decide to leave the situation and to move and go away somewhere where it's just us, it could be in the same state, but where it's just us and the kids, we have no problems. When we start to let family or friends, anybody influence in our lives, it disrupts everything. It disrupts our marriage. It disrupts our parenting. It disrupts our way of living, like the way we need to do our priorities and stuff. It disrupts everything. So we've come to the decision where we're not going to allow that to happen anymore. And people are like, well, you're moving your kids around a lot and blah, blah, blah. We plan on wherever we move to making it our home because this ain't it. We wanted to make this our home. We wanted to, you know, feel like we could be with the family, but people done showed us, literally showed us their rear ends and said, no, you're not, you're not gonna be a family here. They literally told my husband that. So, with that being said, my husband, I'm sorry to say it to family and friends, but my husband would rather leave than to separate his family. And, I know a lot of people are going to be upset because a lot of people don't understand people that choose their family that they've made over their family that they had. And I know that would make sense to certain people, but that's not going to make sense to everybody. But when you make a family, that family becomes your priority. That's just how it has to be. But anyway, I'm done ranting and raving. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want to know anything about us and anybody in our family or what's going on or where we decided to move to. We really don't know, but we have a set place in mind. We done thought about it for a long time, even before we came here, because like I said, the plan wasn't to leave here. The plan was to make here home, but we can't. It's not gonna work. And me and my husband, we have like I said, we have decided we're in our marriage for the long haul. We don't plan on separating. So, and we know that doesn't agree with a lot of people, especially a lot of family members and parents included. And it's sad, but that's what's got to happen. We have to separate ourselves from them because it's either us or them, and we picking us. Anyway, like I said, if y'all have any questions on, where we decided to move and how did we come up with this decision or whatever happened, like if you want more details or on anything, let me know. Um, but that's the update. We have decided to move once again, and we hate it, but it has to be done for the sake of our family. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.